What's good, you guys? It's July 6th. It's about 5:10 a.m. right now. I haven't slept. By the way, I'm not condoning not sleeping. You should definitely sleep, you guys. At least 7 to 8 hours. Sleep is crucial for recovery, for having a clear state of mind. Honestly, not sleeping is stupid. I don't know why I haven't slept yet. I just haven't been able to. Occasionally, a one-off night of not sleeping won't kill you, but do not let having poor sleep or having no sleep become a habit. Anyways, you guys, today what we're going to talk about is the work you do in the shadows is the most important. Emphasis on the most important. You see my physique, right, guys? So you can't even see it, but the physique, my physique is only a outward physical representation of the work I've done in the shadows. The hours I spend each and every day in the gym, eating multiple meals a day, tracking my macros, stopping drinking, stopping smoking, anything that was detrimental to my results in the gym, getting rid of that and focusing and almost having laser vision on the things that were going to give me the best results, maximize the amount of muscle that I could build. The way I can speak clearly to you guys, confidently into this camera, speaking to nobody, speaking to myself, speaking into my phone, it only came from doing this over and over again. It only came from doing work on myself with nobody around, in the dark, me writing in this journal. Hold on. Writing in this journal, writing out my thoughts, day in and day out. I've got another journal, it ran out of pages. Writing all my thoughts into this journal. Whether it was in the morning, whether it was at night, writing to myself, whatever I was thinking, whatever was on my mind, whatever came to my head, putting this pen to this paper, having a conversation with myself, telling myself the things I need to hear. That way I could look back one day to whatever day I want to and see the progression of my thoughts and see in real time how my mind has changed, how I've evolved as a person, whether or not I have evolved as a person, whether or not my mindset has changed and grown. So whether there's results or there isn't, I can look in here and I'll have the answer to that question. But anyways, you guys, I want to bring something up. I got a comment on my last YouTube video, or one of my YouTube videos. It was from Otis Thorpe. I'm going to read it out loud to you guys. He commented, "Thank you for sharing your story. I'm exactly at that stage. Self-sickness. I'm tired of smoking and getting high, but I'm more tired of myself." Now I want to say to you, Otis, if you're watching this, I hope you are. If you're not, this goes to everybody. That is a major step in being able to transform yourself and grow as a person. When you feel discomfort when you feel fear, when you're worried, when you're stressed, when the weight of the world, you feel like it's on your shoulders, on your back, that's when you have to make a crucial decision. Are you going to run away from that? Or are you going to step into it? Are you going to embrace it? You see, when you transform yourself as a person, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt to kill the version of yourself that you're sick of. It's going to hurt to morph yourself into a new person, into a new state of mind, into having new habits, into having new inputs. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be painful. But it's up to you to choose between the pain of staying the same or the pain of change, of the unknown. But regardless, it's going to hurt. So would you rather stay in the pain that's known, that's going to keep you stuck, unhappy, unconfident, feeling bad about yourself, or the pain that's going to change you into a better, greater, new version of yourself? That should be a no-brainer, that question. You see, guys, nobody was there but me. Nobody was there to witness the work that I put into myself to completely change myself as a person. Nobody. Not my mom, not my dad, not my old friends. It was me and God. And God gave me the strength to do so. He put it in my mind that this is what I needed to do. I had those thoughts. I had those emotions, the self-hatred, the hatred of the stagnancy I had in my life, of where my life was going to be if I continued to be the same person. I had those thoughts in my head for a reason. I could have not listened to those thoughts. I could have ignored my own intuition, my gut, my heart, my soul speaking to me. But what good would that have done me? I wouldn't be the man sitting here making these videos. I would still be unconfident. I would still be unhappy with where I was. I'm going to make an analogy. I'm going to show you a little bit of how the gym ties into life. When you're in the gym, when you're working out, lifting weights, it's going to hurt. It hurts because you're challenging the muscles. You're pushing your muscles to do work. You should be lifting new weights, doing more reps each and every time. It's never going to be easy. It's never going to not hurt. Whether you're weak and you're lifting 135 pounds on bench press, or whether you're an elite lifter and you're doing 315, it's going to hurt regardless. Lifting 315 is going to hurt more than 135. But by the time you get strong enough to lift 315, you're going to be used to that pain. You're going to embrace that pain. You had to have embraced the pain to even get to that point, to even get that far. It's the same thing in life. Sometimes embracing the pain, embracing the discomfort is something as simple as giving up smoking weed, stopping drinking, stopping having meaningless sex or jerking off. It might sound stupid, but sometimes just letting go of those bad habits, those things that hold you down, they come with pain. The pain of letting go of the person that you were that did those things. See, life is about how much pain you can tolerate. Because the more pain you can tolerate, the stronger of a person you'll be. The stronger your mind will become. I just want to say again, man, Otis, that comment you left, it means a lot to me. That one comment that you left means the world to me. Because I can recognize not only were you sharing something with me, being authentic and vulnerable with me, you were doing it with yourself. Simply by having that thought, having the thought, writing it out in that comment and hitting post. You were honest with not only me, but with yourself in that moment. And that's the whole goal of me doing this. I'm trying to be honest enough, authentic and vulnerable enough with whoever is watching these videos for you guys to feel safe enough to not only do that back with me, but more importantly with yourself. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that it's easy. It's not easy. That's why most people never do it. Just about a month ago, when my life got super stressful, when I felt super stressed out, I wanted to smoke weed. I started getting urges, cravings to smoke weed. That was the old version of myself trying to come out again. That's what the old me would have done. That wasn't who I am now, though. And I had to remind myself, that's not who you are anymore. I had to acknowledge the older, the past, lower version of myself is still there. When times get tough, when I'm stressed out, when I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders and it's crushing me, he's always going to be there and he's going to want to come back out. So I had to stop and think to myself, remember who you were then. Remember the results you were getting in your life. Remember how you felt. And I, as the man that I am today, the man that I worked to be, it was a no-brainer for me. See, I wanted to smoke. I did. Because the old part of me, the old version of myself, would feel stress, would feel discomfort, would be worried, and I would smoke. And that would be my comfort. That would be how I would make those thoughts go away, by getting high. But the man I am today, he sits in that. He embraces that. He processes those emotions, that discomfort, that fear, that stress. He sits with that. I wanted to smoke, but what I wanted a million times more was to not go back to that old version of myself. To lose all the progress that I worked so hard to make on myself. To not have to look in the mirror and say, you failed. You let yourself down. You were too weak. You gave into your urges. Something I was struggling with not too long ago was lust. Honestly, I found myself just wanting to have meaningless sex, wanting to smash random women. Basically, chicks I don't even know, right? Chicks that I don't see anything serious with. that I wouldn't even want to be seen in public with. Because I was thinking with my dick from my animalistic urges. I was seeking comfort. I didn't want to sit with the discomfort of where I'm at right now and how I feel right now. And then I made the choice that I wasn't going to give in. That I was going to grow again. And I made the choice that I was going to grow again. I was going to defeat myself yet again. To be stronger than myself. To rewire my brain again. You see, you have to do the work in the shadows that nobody will see. The work you do in the shadows is nothing like the work you go and do at your job. Nobody is going to pay you. You're not going to get a paycheck or a pat on the back. Nobody's going to tell you you're doing a good job. But that work is the most important work that you can do for yourself, on yourself. That will be the most rewarding work. No amount of money can replace the reward that you will get. The external world is a reflection of who you are internally. What good is $1 million, is being a billionaire, if you're going to spend it on drugs, on hoes, on stupid, meaningless shit that's going to lose value and bring nothing to you? You see, until you have the mindset that you need, even if you become a millionaire, you're going to squander that. You're going to waste that. You're not going to have the capacity, the mindset to know what to do with that. You're not going to make smart decisions with that money. Most people, if you give them $1 million, off the rip, they're going to buy 2 or 3 cars. They're going to get the most expensive house that they can get. They're going to share their money freely with the people that they feel they owe something to, or the people they want to come up with them. And before you know it, they're going to be broke again. It's going to be all gone. Do the inner work on yourself. Do the work in the shadows. Nobody sees the work in the shadows. But when the time comes, they see you in the spotlight. They see greatness. It'll only ever be because you did the work in the shadows. The people we see as great, the athletes, the fighters, the movie stars, nobody sees them showing up to practice every day for months on end. Nobody sees them training in the gym, eating their meals. Nobody sees them doing cardio multiple times a day, practicing fighting multiple times a day. Nobody sees these actors taking voice classes, taking acting classes. But they only ever got to the spot they are to be acknowledged by the world because they put in the work in the shadows. It doesn't matter what you do. To be great at anything, you have to give it your 100%, and you have to do work in the shadows with no acknowledgement, with no pat on the back. You have to do it for yourself. Only when you become okay with that, with having no pat on the back, no acknowledgement, and you still see the value in that work, and you still know, you acknowledge what it's going to do for you, how far it's going to take you, how it can change the entire trajectory of your life. Only then will you even be worthy of becoming the person of being acknowledged. The person worthy of being acknowledged, my bad. You see, right now I'm doing these videos in my car. Nobody's watching me. Nobody's telling me to come out here and do these. Nobody's telling me good job. And I don't know how many people are going to watch this. I don't know if any people are going to watch this. But I'm still doing it. Because I know what it's going to do for me. I know it's going to make me more confident. I know that I'm going to become better at coming on here on camera and speaking. I know that I'm going to be able to communicate my thoughts better, speak more clearly. I'm not going to have to think about what... You see, when I first started in the gym, nobody came up to me and told me, good job. Nobody told me, hey, you've got potential, man. Keep going. What you're doing is good for you. You can get places. You can get jacked one day. It took me years, multiple years, months, weeks, hundreds of days, thousands of days before I ever got any acknowledgement. Before people started staring at me when I walk into the gym. Before people started asking me if I compete. Before people started believing in me and telling me I had potential, seeing potential in me, pushing me to be more, pushing me to get on stage, telling me I should, telling me I have what it takes to do it and to win. Pro bodybuilders, people that have competed multiple times. It took years of me showing up with no acknowledgement, with no pat on the back. Now, only today, only after years of doing work in the shadows, do people see who I am? Do people see potential in me? Do people see the greatness that I can be? Put in the fucking work. It doesn't matter if nobody's fucking watching. It doesn't matter if you don't get a paycheck or a fucking pat on the back. Do it for yourself. Do it for who you can be in the future. Do it for what you can have in the future. For the things that you can do in the future. If I only did work when I got acknowledged or when I got paid, I'd be nobody.